So are there maybe multiple different strategies that you can put together to minimize the potential tax impact?
Yeah, well, I'd say if you think you're going to be inheriting money, talk to your parents or whoever you're going to be inheriting from. And if you're in that situation where you're going to be passing along, you want to have that conversation about how best to set that up, both for yourself while you're living and how you're going to pass that on. So number one is, if you're the person who might be passing the asset along, what you want to think about is, how is the person who might ultimately inherit that going to be taxed? And if they're going to be taxed at their max earnings at the highest rates of their lifetime, you might be in a lower tax bracket relative to your children during your lifetime. So now, do we want to start getting money out of that IRA and being income taxed at your potentially lower rate than they're going to inherit it? That's one thing to consider. It's also a good time to be considering doing Roth conversions. And the reason we consider Roth conversions are, you're taking money out of the IRA, you're paying taxes at your lower rate, you're still keeping it in then a tax deferred vehicle that ultimately you're going to leave as an inheritance. But now you're leaving a vehicle that is accumulated tax deferred, but is left tax free to your children, income tax free to your children. And so that's going to be a much better way to pass that asset along. So we really have to think about who's going to be taxed when and how much. And interestingly enough, the strategies really begin with the person who is who might be passing the asset along. So those are the strategies we want to start with, having that conversation. Roth conversions, all of those things really kind of go a long way. Just getting it out of the IRA a little bit sooner is part of the equation. As you can see, things can get really complicated, and it takes a conversation to find out what's best for your personal situation. We're happy to start a conversation with you. Find us at gootfinancial.com and go to Contact Us, and we're happy to set up a 30-minute call just to learn about your situation and start to answer some of your big questions.